miles an hour, around 25 to 30. We'll do another track of this. This is right there, we'll put it, and traveling to the northeast. And so we're talking around Owenton, 654, Long Ridge at 659, Sweet to Owen at 703, Needmore at 707. We're talking about quarter-size hail or larger from the dispatches you guys just mentioned. This is not a warning for us. That is out of our viewing area, the update I just got. So again, east of Louisville, so no problems in Louisville Metro. And as we expand the view, guys, most of us are in pretty good shape. North of Madison in Indiana, around VV, we're looking at some just normal, I'd say normal, but there's a lot of lightning here. 200 lightning strikes within the last 5 to 10 minutes. Please stay in shelter around VV. Madison, you are now in the clear as this is all shifting to the north and the east. And Gary made a good point. We want to know the motion of this. You can see it's heading away from Louisville, heading away from Charlestown, Scottsburg, and Madison. You are now in the clear. Seymour, you got hammered pretty good as well. And that is now moving into Jennings County, north of North Vernon. And guys, within, I'd say about a half hour, an hour, this will be out of our viewing area so we can all calm down.
Ben, one thing we might want to mention here, quarter-size hail, if you put that quarter in your hand, that size hail can cause a significant amount of damage. I've been in the area when we've had hail that big, and it can hurt you if it hits you on the head.
Or your car.
Or your car.
Well, how about golf ball size? We've got that reported as well. And hail doesn't magically stay up in the air. You've got to have an updraft. Winds within that thunderstorm up to around 100, 150 miles an hour. That wind doesn't come down to the surface normally, but when we tap into those winds, that's when we get some straight line wind threat. We do still have this tornado warning still in effect until 7 o'clock. Here we'll identify this storm system. It's to the east of Newcastle now. That is the tornado watch in effect until midnight here. Just to the east right now. It's moving pretty much due east of Newcastle. That center of circulation about 11 miles to the east of Newcastle and central Henry County. So we'll take that off. I do want to do another storm track on this. Before that, take a look at the Barron button just to see what kind of hail we're still dealing with as we get these continuous updates with our Storm Tracker 3D Doppler radar. About 1.5 inch size hail. I think this storm system will be on the weakening trend over here in the next 15 minutes or so. The tight circulation is pretty much gone compared to what we saw before. You can cut that 1.5 inches by 2 usually in half, and so we're talking about 3/4 size hail. So nickel to quarter size generally, maybe a little bit more than that. Back to our high resolution reflectivity with the Doppler radar, and there's still just a little bit of a curl in there. And thankfully the Barron button does have a shear parameter. Basically when the winds get up above 60 miles an hour, it will start to show that shear threat. We're not seeing that right now with the Barron's button, so that's one bit of good news. So north of Lockport right now, far eastern Henry County is where that biggest threat is at Gratz, Pleasant Home. This is moving towards your area, and please take shelter, including Owenton. So this will be out of the viewing area fairly quickly. The tornado warning lasts until 7 o'clock. We have that watch that will likely be canceled, but it persists until midnight. This is moving east-northeast at about 25 to 35 miles an hour, close to Owenton, and we'll just highlight some of the roadways here where I think that the worst of it is as we're speaking right now. There's the update. Right now, there's a couple little notches here, but we're going to highlight some of the roads just to give you an idea where this is heading. Please take shelter if you're along State Highway 22. Moving to the east over State Highway 355, and please also take shelter just to the south of that center of circulation, State Highway 561, just to the north of Monterey, south of Pleasant Home. All you guys in eastern Henry County and into Owen County, please seek shelter here. This warning will last for another, looks like 17 minutes or so until 7 o'clock. Train spotters are reporting now just less than 1 inch size hail, so it's not only the tornado threat that we are talking about, that's that large hail. As Gary said, you wouldn't want that to bonk you on your head or damage your car. So if you have time, Owenton, I don't think that hail core is over you just yet, but you might have time to bring in that car, although there's some heavy rain right over your area. Let's do another storm track here for you around that center of circulation, moving due east at about 30 miles an hour. Again, towards Gratz, you should be in shelter 646 over your area about right now. Hessler at 707 and Breck at 712. So all those areas, you need to be in the lowest level of your home, in the basement preferably if you have that. If not, in the lowest level of your home, away from the windows, in the bathroom or in the closet. Some areas that are all clear here. We've been talking for a while now about this severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado in eastern Henry County. There's the warnings still attached to that. Looks like they have updated that tornado polygon potential there is now on the far east line of Henry County and will be moving into Owen County. So actually out of the WHAS-11 viewing area here within about 5 minutes or so. So it looks like we will be able to go back to your programming here very shortly. We'll have all of the information crawling across the bottom of your screen as a storm system, a cell capable of producing a tornado. This warning persists until 7 o'clock. It's moving east fairly quickly, though, out of Henry County right now at about 30 miles an hour. But to give you an all clear, you can see Louisville, Seymour, Madison, all areas southwest are just fine. It's just going to be a warm evening. You can enjoy your Monday evening. And most all of this, as we do one last animation here, you can see this warm front lifting off to the northeast, so our threat within our signal, our television signal, will be over here certainly within the next half hour or so. That tornado warning in effect until 7 o'clock, but it looks like the threat is going to be edging out of our WHS-11 viewing area. But far eastern Henry County still take shelter there at Gratz, Pleasant Home, east into Owen County. If you get our signal, you stay in shelter because you have that tornado warning now, which is actually extended for your area. We'll send it right back to Gary and Melissa. And again, we've got your updates on WHS11.com and as well right here crawling across the bottom of your screen, guys.
Thank you so much, Ben. And we will be continuing to monitor this storm as it moves past